Hi there, friends. Welcome to the Crow's Nest. What is this? This is spring break. I'm thinking, what the heck is this? This is the Crow Cottage. That's it. I am really not with it today. Jeff's in the other room listening to the radio. He probably hears me go droning on in here and knows what I'm doing. I'm going to do the To Have and To Hold. This is a stamp set that is, I believe, in our occasions catalog right now. And we have, let's see, so Celebration is done. That was a big event, and and it is such a big one that it's kind of a relief to get that behind. It means that we have a new catalog in the offing, sort of hanging out there, looming, in fact, sort of, because there are always so many great stamp sets in the old catalog, and they always retire some of them, and I'm always sorry to see them go. So I'm enjoying still working with the occasions catalog, because there are some things in there that I suspect will be in the new catalog, but I don't know it. And this is one that I'm not so sure about. And I'm sort of enjoying the wedding theme, because we actually have, our daughter is getting married here very shortly. And so it sort of put me in the mood. And I'm also outside doing a lot of gardening right now. It is a beautiful day out. I've got 3/4 of the roses all pruned. I have a few more I need to do, and I have a lot of fertilizer and insecticide, all kinds of goodies to do out there. So I need to get going, but I am gonna just keep blabbing here for just a minute. I should have been looking over here trying to find me as I was yapping instead of waiting, but good, I am there, so hopefully I'll be able to see anybody if you show up. I also do want to talk really briefly about the Stampin' Up! Storage, but I'm going to put this down here on my desk and lower the camera, and then that way you can see probably a little bit more clearly what I am talking about. The Stampin' Up! Has decided to come out with their own storage, and we've kind of been begging them to do this for a long time. We demonstrators and hobbyists of all types, all of us, are just like a lot of people, we have all kinds of craft stuff, and it's hard for us to store it all. So this is just a system that's going to be really useful for us to be able to store all of our pens and pads and inks and everything in it as color families, maybe all together. I don't know. I'm not sure how it's all going to work out for me, but I do know that it's going to be something really useful for a whole bunch of us. So that is what I'm just sort of hawking at the moment. So I haven't really finished this card yet. This is going to be a really simple one that you could use. If I'll probably fix it up a little bit as we're doing it today to make it one that I could give as a wedding card to somebody. There are several nice sentiments on here. I do like this, "Here's to a lifetime of happy memories." That's probably the reason that I got this stamp set, and also this nice Mr. and Mrs. is a really nice big, it's a nice big stamp. So that also is the other reason that I got it. But I like to color, so actually I kind of like that sort of thing too. And I paired it with our Stitched Season framelits for the image. This set is in our clearance rack right now, so you can get a really good deal on it, and I would encourage you to do it before they're gone, because it has these 3 really nice labels. And this, we're going to use this big one today, but it has these little ones too, and I've used them quite a bit. And I found on the floor when I was cleaning up this morning a little Thinlit, and I'm not sure if it goes to this set, but I was playing with this set, so I'm going to stick it in there and hope that it is, and then I'll figure that out later, because it might not be. So I first of all need to cut out this from the Big Shot. So now my my camera's gonna wobble a little bit and all of that, and I apologize for that, but otherwise you wouldn't see what I'm doing. So I'm just gonna slip on here on your Big Shot, just to let you know, when you order the Big Shot, you should have a party, first of all, and invite every friend you have, because you want to get your party sales up to 450. When you have done that, then you get a one item 50% off, and that's when to buy the Big Shot, when you can get a 50% off. It's $110, so it's a little bit pricey just all on its own. So I'm just encouraging you to do that. It's definitely worth it. And when you get the Big Shot, you will get a platform that is not a magnet. This one, as you can see, is the magnet platform. Now, the platform that you get is one that you need, because it's the one you need to do regular embossing folders and all through. So it's not like they're giving you a platform that you don't need. You do need it. It's just that when I'm using things and I don't want them to be moving around a lot, that magnetic platform is really handy. So I actually would encourage you to purchase that as well. But it actually is a very smooth machine. It's not even electrical, so nothing can go wrong with it. It cuts everything out like a dream, and that is done. So we're gonna put that up here on my table and get my little scraps out of the way. But I do need to put my Big Shot stuff away, because if I don't put this right in here like that other little piece, I'll lose it, and I'll lose it. It'll just be gone. So I used Sea Foam. What is this? Let me look at the colors really quick. There it is. Let's look and see. What is this? This is Soft Sea Foam. I knew there was another name to it. So I just cut a sheet in half, cut it at 5 1/2, and then I'm just folding it in half, and it's going to go portrait-wise like that. And we're going to use our black Memento ink to just stamp the picture. But as you can see, I am also stamping this flower right at the bottom where they are. And, you know, it's pretty easy to just do the flower first and them into it. And because of... well, we'll see. I had no problem doing it earlier. Now today, when I'm doing it live, who knows? It could be more complicated. We'll see. That's the way things go sometimes. Sometimes what works easily all on my own doesn't work very easily any other time. Okay, one other quick word for those of you who are new to Stampin' Up. When you get several people are getting their starter kits because they signed up during Celebration, so that is wonderful. If you're not familiar with your stamps yet, I'm going to encourage you to watch videos to see how to do it. This is a Cling stamp set. It's going to say that right here at the top, Cling stamp set. Those have, when you get your stamps, you're going to put the labels on them, and they're very sticky and hard to do. Hard to do. There are instructions right here. I would do not follow those instructions. There are better ways of putting on your stamps than that. And the confusing thing is that some of our stamp sets are, well, let's see if I can find one here really quickly. Some of our stamp sets don't have the words Cling at all on them. Some of them say clear stamps there, and clear ones are not sticky, and you are going to need to put some repositional glue on those because they're going to be not sticky and they won't stick to your blocks very well. So if you have any questions, please contact me. I would be happy to tell you what kind of stamp you have and how you should do it, because the truth is it's only these super sticky Cling ones that are difficult. The other ones are easy for everybody to figure out, but unfortunately, as far as figuring out how to get that label on it, but then after you've gotten the label on it and it's falling off your block every time you try to stamp like I'm doing just now, that's very frustrating. So I will want to help you on that too, because there's no sense in having those frustrations going. Now this is the Simply Chamois. It's a little cleaning thing. You don't have to have it, but I would just really encourage you to get one. You can see it looks really dirty, but actually it's not. It somehow magically just traps all of that ink and doesn't let it transfer back to the stamp that you're rubbing up and down there. I don't know how it does it. It's just like, sort of like, I bet how they felt about those slicing machines when they first came up with the sliced bread thing. Okay, so I'm putting this on the big block. We're done with that. Now, when you have a pretty large stamp, instead of stamping it like this onto your ink pad, when it's a bigger one, just lay it down like that, and then you can use your pad. You're going to want to go up and down on it, though. Don't do it at an angle or you'll get ink all over your block. So if you just do it straight up and down and not just lightly tap it, you do not have to. If you push, you'll get ink down into the crevices. So you just lightly tap it all over and make sure that it's all covered there. And then we'll put these people into the flowers. Now, if my lines go down into the flowers a little bit, that is going to be more acceptable than having them floating. So I'm not worried about how it goes down a little bit. And it actually didn't go all the way, but it went good enough. It's pretty close. So that is perfect. I would consider that to be perfect anyway. And let's see. Let me look here really quick and see if I've got anyone with me. Everyone's on break today. Well, good for you, because you should be. Our wind looks like it's picking up just a tiny bit. So that's kind of interesting. I hope by the time I get out there to the garden, it's nice, because I have a lot of work to do. It's not something that's an option for me today. I'm getting out there whether it's nice or not. I have a lot of weeds going, and I still have to get all my other stuff done before I can attack the weeds. Okay, so we'll put our Memento black ink away. And I am also going to just mention, when you get your your ink pads, they're very difficult to open if you don't know how to. Look at the sides and find the short side that has this opening here. And you're going to want to just pull up where this opening is. It takes a pretty good amount of strength, actually. It's not as easy as you would think. Okay, you have to pull pretty hard. There's a hinge on this side. That's what these little dots are. There's a hinge so that your ink pad will flip up and turn over upside down, and then you can slide it in. The reason Stampin' Up! Does that is so that all of your ink pads will always store upside down. That's the way they should be stored, so that all the ink is right up here at the top of your pad. So it's very easy to get your good transfer to your stamps. But I'm just gonna say, make sure you shut it really good too, because these new stamp cases, sometimes you'll think it's shut, but there'll be a little gap there, and they'll dry out if it's open at all. So you want to make sure that, oh man, that's hard to open. There, got it. It is hard, but as long as you're not, so see how I didn't really shut it good enough? I thought I heard a click, but it didn't really shut. Okay, now it's shut. So the trick is, get your thumb there, just lightly here, because you don't want to be shut. You can't be holding it like this, or you're going to hold it shut. Okay, you flip it up, and it goes like this. They, on the back, give you all kinds of little green, or whatever color, all kinds of labels with names in French and not Spanish. I don't know why not Spanish, but not Spanish. That's interesting, isn't it? German, English, of course, and so I put those one on the inside so I can see what it is when I've got it like this, and then one on each end. I have my friend puts them all over, she said, on because she stores hers all different directions. Okay, I don't even think I'm going to use this soft foam ink because I think it's so light that it won't do this sentiment. When I did it before, it looks like I used pear, but that's not blue enough. This soft foam is kind of a blue one. This is mint macaron. Let's look at that and see how that looks. I'm going to test this out a little bit. And this time I'm going to do, I think I'm still going to have to do the love you a lot because those other sentiments are going to be a bit large. I should have put it down a little lower. It's going to barely fit in. I could put them on the bottom. Maybe I want to. I don't want to. So I'm going to just test this out really quick on my scrap paper. Actually, let me grab another scrap paper. Okay, let's see if that's, that's too blue. See, this was just too green. That one's too blue. I'm not really happy with that. Let's try the seafoam and see if I can actually get it dark enough. Now, if I use my Stamparatus, I definitely could. Oh, that'll work, that'll work. I'm gonna be happy with that. Okay, so we're gonna put that right over their heads. Love you a lot. Oops, it kind of went on to his head, but that's okay. I can fix that. And then we're going to get out some pens, and those actually look almost like pencils, don't they? It's almost a watercolory pencil effect, but it's not. I know I'm pretty sure I used our blending pens on this one. And let me clean that stamp, get that back into its little case, and then we're going to just put that aside. Okay. And let's look here. We've got, this is mint macaron. That's Pool Party. Did not use that. This is soft sea foam, so we used that, I know, and I think I used not light pink pirouette. I don't think it was Flirty Flamingo, but we'll keep it out because sometimes I use that one. But I'm thinking I used Petal Pink actually, and I think I pretty much just used those colors. There's, Light Pineapple Punch. I might have done that for his head. And it looks like her hair is Crumb Cake. Okay, is this Crumb Cake? No, that's Smoky Slate. This one is Crumb Cake. All right. I also am quite confident. I'm going to get out a couple of Copic pens, and I'm sure I used a flesh color from my Copic pens collection, but let's see what color I used. Not orange, that's for sure. I need to write these down so I know what I'm using, so I don't have to do this every time. That's a little bit dark, but the one that I used before was just a little light. I think I want him to look like he has a little more of a suntan. And I think our ivory is too dark, so we're not going to use ivory. Okay, let's look at my pink colors first and figure out what I did. I think I used that dark Petal Pink and probably the light Flirty Flamingo. That's right. Okay, so we're going to start with our our, this is light Flirty Flamingo, so I think we'll go ahead and use dark Flirty Flamingo really quick just to give some outline here to the woman's waist. We're going to make this one skinny. This one, I chubbed her up a bit, but I think on this one we're gonna keep her nice and thin. Like many of us when we got married, we were nice and thin, weren't we? Okay, it happens to all of us. That age does not always have a good effect on our figures. Some women are really blessed that they don't have to worry so much about it, but not many. Most of us are in the category of having to diet for the rest of our lives just to even close to what we started out as. So I'm going to take my dark pink Flirty Flamingo and just kind of put little dark, even where the flowers don't have an accent line, to, you know, make it look like it's concave a little bit there. I'm putting it in anyway, and I want all the flowers are not the same type. I'm making them all the same type just because I want this one to be a simplified card. You could do this very quickly, and we'll just fill in. The thing about the blending pens, these alcohol blending pens truly blend really well. Oops, I got a leaf, but that's okay. And you don't have to be a great artist to come up with a fantastic result. That those dark colors just blend right into the lighter color, and you can color some of the leaves and it still isn't going to make much difference. It's going to look good. And then we'll use my Pineapple Punch for the centers. Kind of brighten it up a bit. We'll use that for his hair while we're here too. We're not going to do all of it. It's pretty bright, right? I don't think I want him to have that bright a hair. So let's look at the darker or the lighter Pineapple Punch, and that one's not quite the right shade either. We'll maybe use a little bit of, I have this ivory. This ivory is a kind of a brown. We'll put a little bit of ivory in his hair just to tone his blondness down just a tiny bit. Okay. And then for the lady, we're going to give her crumb cake, but I think we'll start with the dark crumb cake and just we're going to make her hair significantly darker than his. And then with the light crumb cake, you can just go over it and blend it in. Oops, I went out of the lines a little bit. Oh, well. It happens. Okay. So I'm going to keep those rubber banded together because the blending pens come as a light and dark set. And you want to keep those together so that you don't. That's why that storage thing would be so cool. So I could keep them stored without having to keep these rubber bands around, and that would be nice. Oh, I do want my green, my soft sea foam. We'll use the dark one first to get a little bit of outline going here. This is sea foam, right? Yes, it is. Okay, it just looked kind of bluish a little bit. Okay. I need a bigger tip there. That other one wasn't quite fat enough to get that done. And now we'll go with light, soft sea foam. Now you're going to see with all this large expanse of shirt, normally you would have all kinds of lines happening here if you took a marker and did this. Now there are some lines, but they disappear pretty quickly. And where it's, where I've got my darker colors and I want it to blend in, I want to go over it again anyway. Right? So you just go over until you don't see, you will see some lines, but not much. And actually, as it dries, even those are very likely to go away. You want some lines because of the dark outlining. You did. Okay, you do want some differentiation of color, but you just don't want streaks, you know, where you didn't want it. I do have a different green here, it looks like, because I didn't want to use the exact same soft sea foam for those leaves. So let me grab, let's look at the light Granny Apple Green. I suspect that's what I used here. That looks kind of dark. We're going to use light Granny Apple Green just for the veins in the leaf. And then I think we'll use our light sea foam and try to blend that in a little bit. But that Granny Apple Green will maybe make it look a little different. I know I used a different color, but I'm not exactly sure what one I used. We'll even do a tiny bit of yellow here maybe, just to lighten those leaves up just a little bit. So that they're not quite the same seafoam color, but still within the family of colors that we're using. All right, we are done with those, and then we'll do the skin. Hopefully it's not going to be too dark. I'm a little scared. That's looking a little too suntanny-ish. I don't think we'll use petal pink. I think my light petal pink will do fine. Let's look. Yep, that's light petal pink. Not so sure. Maybe. See, it's a little bit pinky. Actually, it's what I used over here too, though, so it's fine. I just wanted a little bit, somebody who looked like they'd been in the sun a little bit, you know. They don't look like they've been in the sun much. All right, so that's how that turned out. Isn't that lovely? And it was a very quick card to do. I'm just going to put my pens together and put them away really quickly while I'm right here, if you don't mind. And there we go. All right, and then I've already got this part done, and I actually just glued it with my rubber cement right on the card this time because I did not want to put a ribbon. This is a card that is, you know, one that you could send to the groom or the bride, and if it goes to the groom, I don't really want it to have a ribbon on it, so I decided no ribbons today. And we'll keep it nice and flat, so if I wanted to put a gift card inside, there wouldn't be so much raising going on that it would be different. But I do think a little pearl here and there would be sweet. I'm not really sure if I want the green ones. This is the Share What You Love pearls, and their green is kind of dark compared to this sea foam, but I didn't necessarily want pink either. I definitely don't want yellow, so we'll go with the pink here. We'll put one up there. I usually put 3. I mean, that's just usually what I do, but we'll put 1, we'll put 2 up there, and then we'll put 1 down here. Okay, I kind of like that. And I would normally probably put something nice inside too, and that was it. That was a fast card today. All right, so I'm gonna flip you up. Hopefully my camera will stay intact. All right, so you have a great, oops, there I am. You have a great week, spring break. I hope you have some fun outside. It's beautiful out there. And I will talk to you next week. I am going to draw for the video that you guys shared last week. I will draw that tomorrow morning. I do have, I think I might actually have the names already here on my desk somewhere, but I will check again to see if anyone else has shared before I draw that, and then I'll get that out to you. And I think that's it. So you have a great day. Bye.